Hello, hello. We are back, and this is the next episode, guys. So if you missed it, we actually put together an enchanting setup, as you can see. I also got my hands on a Pokédex that we have been making some headway on. We did learn that Fearos are not mountable, rideable pokes, so that was a letdown. But we have been working on a Corvus Squire to get up to a Corvid Knight who will hopefully be our flying poke for the foreseeable future. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm excited. Let's go. Alright guys, so we are back in it, and our little inventory version of ourselves is still acting weird. I'm gonna have to look at that off camera, because that's some exorcism stuff going on there. Um, but yeah, so we've got ourselves an enchanting setup, which is a plus. That is a goal that needed to be checked. So that is a goal that has been checked. Um, we got ourselves a Pokédex that we have been using to go around and scanning pokes left and right. Our sugarcane appears to be coming in, so that's a plus. Uh, Definitely going to be wanting more sugarcane for more paper, for more books, for some more enchanting. But something that we have came to a realization with, because we are playing in a non-standard Minecraft world server world. I mean, I guess technically it's a server, but in this Minecraft world, we do not have vanilla mobs. We are playing on peaceful, and we've got additional stuff in place to like keep us from seeing any sort of vanilla mobs at all. So our ability to acquire vast amounts of experience is limited. Um, we can't do mob farms like you would normally be able to do. So we are going to have to come up with alternative ways to acquire large amounts of experience. Ninjask. We got one of these yet? No, we don't. Thank you, Rufflet. Ponyta. Nice to meet you. Level 38. Not fighting you with my dart tricks, that's for sure. So yeah, so we need large amounts of experience. And I'm not entirely sure what is the easiest way to go about doing that. Lediba. Because I want to do something to acquire the experience that we need, obviously. But I'm not sure what would be the most optimal way to go about it. And I'm not sure what would be the most entertaining way to go about it. We have spent several hours in this world, and we are currently only level 23. And that's pretty crazy if you think about it. I feel like that would not be the case if we were playing vanilla. I feel like we would have well over 20, but what do I know, you know? And the sun's going down. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. Yeah, so like I did a little bit of research and I didn't really learn anything new. I was expecting to learn something new. But the preferred ways for experience are mining coal and quartz, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the last episode. It was mining quartz was going to be a good way to get experience. Smelting was another one. I think it specifically said food and kelp, but really it's smelting. Smelting gets you experience. Um, I do know of some YouTubers who have done like I don't want to call it a crazy contraption because I don't think there's really that much to it, but I do need to look into exactly the mechanics of it. But there is a way of basically storing obscene amounts of experience in a single furnace. Um, because the way the mechanics of a furnace works is that it just holds the experience until the player directly interacts with the furnace, I believe is how it works. So there are ways to abuse that where um, I want to say it's through the use of just a light bit of redstone will cycle stuff through a single furnace over and over and over again. Ooh, look at that. And then that could be a way of acquiring a large amount of experience because it would be something that would be going on in the background, and it would be like an experience battery that's just charging for us at all times behind the scenes, which I think would be a really good way to go. Aaron. This thing evolves into like a big beefy boy Godzilla looking thing, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? Am I thinking of that correctly? I don't know. But yeah. So there's that option. Oh, you really don't want to be scanned, do you? What about you? Why are you guys camera shy? There we go. There we go. I think my favorite part of playing Cobblemon is when really crazy rap music is going on in the background. You guys don't hear it, but I do. And I'm just like, okay, let's go. Let's get this paper. That's probably the cringiest thing I could have ever said. And that's now recorded and on the interwebs for the rest of my life. Sometimes I embarrass myself. If you guys are new to that by this many hours in, I do apologize. Uh, but yeah. So we've got smelting, we've got mining, quartz and coal. It specifically said quartz and coal. I'm pretty sure we would just be mining quartz. But another one was trading with villagers, which if we saw, we do have a village that's about 1,000 blocks away. That's this village that we saw up here. I don't know how fun it would be to get them back over to us. Luckily, they are, I don't want to say right off the water because they're not right off the water, but there is water that connects between them all the way down to our area here. So setting up a small villager or something or other would be achievable. So that would definitely be an option. I don't know. We need to test something here. We do need to test something. And this would decide heavily on what our stance is on getting those villagers back over here. So a lead on a boat is definitely a thing that works in this version of Minecraft. So we could boat them. I'm pretty sure villagers are boatable. That's a weird word. Boatable. Um, so we could definitely boat them, get them over here. That would be an option. It would take time, but realistically, we would only need 2 villagers to start, right? And then we could set everything up over here, and everything would be great, right? But that is still a long way to go. I don't even know if I could do that in an hour. An hour's worth of recording. And I don't even know if you guys would want to watch that. That would be tedious. So what's the Y level? Y level is looks like 80 to 100-ish. So going down to water level would not be too difficult. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Let's get ourselves some of this wool. And don't have any planks. Let's get some planks. We're gonna make a second bed. I'm not gonna be able to put that back in there. Nope. See, the oak slabs and the stairs don't necessarily belong there. But we're getting full. We're so full on just random stuff. Like, I have 5 saddles. Do I need 5 saddles? I don't know. But I'm keeping them. Oh no. We're so full. That's okay. We're figuring things out. We're getting through this. It might be a little painful, but we are getting through this. So we are going to need our leads. We just put those back. Let's grab those back. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna use... We are most definitely going to use boats. The other option would be mine carts. But I feel like that takes way more preparation. Preparation that I don't want to do. Fido, do I have you? I do now. Bunnery, do I have you? Wait, that's not a bunnery. That's a bunnelbee. Yeah, I was way off. I was so sure of it too. I was like, yeah, bunnery. I got you. That's not a bunnery. That's a bunnelbee. Different bunny poke. Alright. There we go. Can we Fury attack you the rest of the way? Yeah, we can. Did I get anything? No. I got a level. Geodude. Ooh. Oh. Geodude one-shot us. Okay, well, our Squire got a level out of that nonsense. Our poor Dartrix got roughed up by that Geodude. Geodudes are no joke. I know that like in the early games, like they're almost as annoying as Zubats in caves, because you'll just see them all the freaking time while you're trying to like navigate through certain caves. And the caves are like just like glorified mazes basically. And so they do get very annoying. Let's get a Shelmet. And then what is this guy over here? Oh yeah, we've gotten this. No, we haven't. Flabebe. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Geodude, early game. They were mean. Well, I mean, early games they were not mean. They were as annoying as Zubat were, because you just saw so many of them. But the reality is that they can pack a punch. Especially just because they're rock type. Rock type. I mean, yeah, rock type has its weaknesses, but rock type are usually hefty pokes that are generally strong defensively, but or are fairly strong offensively as well. Let's get this guy. Quagsire. Golduck. Oh, 38 Golduck. You're lucky that my Dartrix is taking a nappy poo. We are just burning through these Pokédex entries. Something here. There we go. What is that? Oh. Stunfisk. I feel like I knew that, but that was not a good angle for that poke. What is that? Oh, that's the turtle one. Torkoal. It's coal, like coal, because it's a fire poke. Why is it so foggy? It's so foggy. Why did we do this trip? Why was I like, you know what? We've got all these different ways to make experience, but we're gonna go with the hardest way. I really just weighed the different options, but I really didn't weigh the difficulty or the time investment for the different options of experience gaining. Is that Waterstone? I think that's Waterstone. No, it's Lapis. Surface Lapis. Well, I guess it's underwater, but I'm counting it as surface Lapis because I can see it from the outside. You know, it would probably be better if we were doing this trek in a boat. Probably be there by now. But I feel like we would miss a lot. And speaking of missing a lot, it's nighttime and we got a bed for this exact reason. So I am worried about these cliffs here. I don't know if it's going to look like the same over closer to the village, but getting the villagers down from that could be a little precarious. Granted, they should be in boats at the time of us doing that, so they should be safe to scale down the side of a cliff. But I don't know that for sure. It's a spear. How did I not have a Spearow skins? That's a Primeape. Come on, Primeape. It's this little electric Primeape. Oh, 42. That's a Spearow. let's just keep going. Looks like we're out of the water for now, so we just got to go inland. Yeah, looking at all of this terrain that we're gonna have to go over does not look enticing at all. I don't want to do all this. Oh, look at it's fractured savanna. It's the biome that our home is at. I think we're cursed by this fractured savanna. I think we're gonna have to deal with it all day, every day. Got a fan pea. Alright, so we are coming up on the village with its very interesting generation. You know, I tried not to like dig into anything when I'm trying to like traverse through the lands, because I don't want it to like quote unquote look bad, right? Like that's my mentality. I was like, I don't want to make things look bad just because I'm going through it. Which is funny because like before we got over here, like all that land looked a little bad. So I don't think me digging out a couple blocks would have made a huge dent on how it looked. I like how the way that we came into the village, there is literally no villagers, so we have to go even deeper to get to the villagers. Alright, bud. You were on this roof last time I was here. Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you need help off the roof? You're really set on standing on that block. You are really set on standing on that block. Oh, I got you down. It's a butcher. Oh, it was try-harding to get to that smoker, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. Because you were unemployed just a couple seconds ago. Purloin. See, I don't know if there would be I was gonna say I don't know if there would be an importance of taking the nurse villager, but I don't think it would have any effect. Hey, look at that healing tower. Wait long enough for a healing machine to charge and then heal your party. I don't think having specifically a nurse villager would have any benefit, as in like acquiring them. I think they'll act like any other villagers, so like this would be its like job block. So if I brought an unemployed villager to this block, it would become a nurse villager. I don't know that that's how that works. I'm assuming that it follows the same restrictions. You know what? That's my ghastly. I didn't want to do that. Let's do it anyways, right? That's over 50%. Gotcha, Geodude. Gotcha. We need to swap back to our Dartrix. Actually, we need to swap back to our Ghastly. Pull him back, and then swap to our Dartrix. What do we get? We got a Rindo Berry. Black Augurite. Love Scyther. Scyther into Cleavor. Cleavor is it's a pretty cool looking poke, if you ask me. It's like Scyther, but with axes. Okay, so this is the village, right? Oh, hello, another butcher. You butchers. What are you over here? You're gonna be unemployed, right? You're a cartographer. Look at you with your fancy monocle. Okay. Fancy, 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 fancy. Okay, so when we came over here, we're like, we're gonna boat up some villagers. We're gonna take them down the river, etc., etc., etc. The issue with that. So it does appear. So bringing them to this water south of this little land bridge right here is going to be important. So like directly west to get into the water, and then we can travel down the river. It's just a matter of boating them up and getting them to the water. That's the tricky part. There is, I think that's a farmer villager over there. Let's check that out. Is that a Lillipup? It's a Lillipup. Okay, there are 2 villagers over here on the western side of the village, which makes our journey a smidge easier because we are going to be traveling to the west. And here we are traveling up this cliff in a very odd and precarious way because I don't want to damage the ground. But I think well, I guess we could probably just do this. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, you two, I think have been stuck over here. In the smallest house ever. That's not a house. I think that's a guard shack. So I've got like 3 of you guys over here. So you guys are definitely the ones that I want to take. But we're gonna need some wood. So let's take this bad boy out. Oh, this is a much uglier tree than I thought it was. And by uglier, I mean tall and unnecessarily. Or is that another tree up there? That's another tree up there. Okay. Okay. I'm over here insulting trees for no reason. No, no, no. It was a tall tree, I think. It's doing that weird, like it looks like a tree on top of a tree on top of a tree. If that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense to me. But we've got all this acacia. So we can get a boat for me. And I think 3 more boats. Because there's 3 villagers over here. I could just take the 2. I only need 2. But in case one does not make it, the journey will be long and difficult. Nope. 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 Let's get that out of our hand, because that's going to drive us crazy. Okay, you boated. And where are other villagers? Why are you guys all the way over there? You guys want to come back over here where it's fun? It's fun over here. You guys want to come over here? There's a party happening over here. You guys want to come on over? It could be fun. Yeah, do you want to come over? All the cool stuff is happening on this side of the village. Not down there. No. Why do you... Oh, are you doing the same? Is that what's happening right here, right now? What are you doing? Are you going... Pretty sure I saw a villager go in that house there. Are you going to sleep? Sun's going down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to bed then. Everybody else is going to bed. So we still got our guy over there. We got a villager waking up over there. You guys want to wake up too? You guys sleeping in? Our job's sitting up here at this guard shack doing absolutely nothing all day. Which one of you? Okay. Okay, you're coming on out. Are you coming up this way? You do appear to be coming up this way. Where'd you go? You're going around. I see you on the map. I see you on the maps. Okay. You know what? What are you doing? There isn't... You're a farmer, aren't you? There is not a farm up here, I don't think. What are you doing up here? Huh? You're a fisherman. There's definitely not fish up here. Oh, you're lucky. I almost got you with the boat. Oh, I'm about to get you with the boat. Look at that. Look at that. There you go. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, so now our other fisherman. Oh, this is not going to be fun at all. Why do you guys live in the worst biome? Hmm? Is it so that you guys won't get kidnapped? Because it almost worked. Let me scan this Persian that's sleeping in the middle of the day. Okay. So we can go north a little bit. We just have to stay south of this land bridge there. Now we could go south, but I don't think the land generation is any better that direction. So let's try some science here. Are you coming? You're coming. Okay, okay. We're making progress. Let's go. Let's go. And then this is where it gets tricky. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Yes. Yes, don't fall down. Oh, that's gonna be turned into a path. Okay. So, this is really what we have to work with. Okay, so I got you here. So, villager 1. I'm not gonna forget where you are, because they definitely forgot where your friend is. I'm assuming around this corner. Haha! And your friend has a level 2 Relor. Okay. What is that pit? Okay, okay. We're vibing. We're gonna do this. And I was like, I'm not gonna terraform any of this land. I don't want it to look ugly. Well, you know what? This land is not traversable. That's what I'm going with here. And that's how I'm justifying tearing this dirt up over here. If it was more manageable terrain, I wouldn't be doing this. But it is definitely not manageable terrain. And I'm not blaming you guys, but, you know, you did decide to build your village on this. Like, You guys didn't even flatten out the terrain first. You were just like, this is it. This is where we're building. Somebody somewhere was probably like, should we flatten this out first? And whoever was in charge of you guys was like, nah, we don't need to flatten anything out. That would be a waste of time. And now look at you, huh? You thought having a precarious place to call home was gonna keep you guys from getting kidnapped, but you will be part of my research facility. Do you have a friend over here? Oh, hello, friend. No, you know what? I could just do 2. 2 is gonna be enough work. I don't need to be juggling this much. I don't think this is going to be easy in the slightest, and we are already over 30 minutes into this episode. I don't see us finishing this in... Oh, okay. Yeah, we're definitely not finishing this in 30 minutes, especially if I'm doing stuff like that. Okay, you know what? Let's bring that out. Okay. And then you are right there, so I should be able to just drag you right off. Yeah. Yep, you coming? Oh yeah, you're coming. Yeah, where? Okay. I need another shovel, because I don't have a backup shovel. And we're gonna do the same thing, we're just gonna flatten all of this out. I don't know how much easier it's gonna be with them being together. I don't know if that's the strategy for relocating villagers. But it's the strategy we're going with, right? Okay. So let's get rid of this Relor. Now, I would like to think, right, that if there's 2 seats in a boat, then logically, how am I so full on stuff? I'm just picking up random stuff, I think. If there's 2 seats in a boat, then logically, right? Because Minecraft is all about logic. You guys heard it here first. Logically, if there are 2 seats in a boat, then logically, both villagers should be able to sit in the same boat, correct? Right? Right? So let's, not... Can you get in that boat? No, you are trying to get back home, but you are now in that boat. Haha! Let's take this dirt back, because we don't know how much we're gonna need to traverse the wild. Okay, so plus side now. We are now dealing with 1 boat. Half the boat, half the problems, right? That's how it works. Turn that back in the path, because we're on path. I might need to take a little nap. It's not nighttime, and it's definitely not a thunderstorm. So we're still going west. Let's kind of scope this out while we're waiting for the sun to set. This is a lot of mountain that we're gonna have to deal with. I don't know if I want to deal with it though. I'll be honest with you. You don't need that villager 1 anymore. Can I sleep yet? No, I can't sleep yet. Okay, so these are our villagers. And we are above, so that will be able to let us drop off this path block right here. So I think we are going to do a little mining time lapse because I don't want to put you guys through this nonsense. So yeah, so I am going to time lapse this. Let me go ahead and put my torches in my offhand so that you guys can see something. But yeah, so we're gonna do this, right? I'll go through the pain of this. You guys don't have to go through the pain of this, but we will be back when we get home. Well, not home, but we're coming back when we get through this mountain. How about that? All right. All right, guys, we are back. We got them outside to the other side of the mountain. I was thinking I was gonna do like a 3 wide, possibly a 3 tall tunnel. But it does appear that the 2 wide, 2 tall tunnel is perfectly fine for villagers sitting in boats. I was just worried that they would get, you know, suffocated into the walls. So this is the precarious part of the excursion. I'm pretty darn sure that because they're in a boat, that gravity will not be a factor here. We've gone through like the rough of it as so far is clearing out this tunnel. So if we have to go back and get more villagers or get another villager, really it is what it is. I'm not too pressed about it, but we at least have the tunnel now. So if we need more villagers, we can get more villagers. I am bringing this down to a slope. Do I need to bring this down to a slope? Probably not. I'm not doing this for the entire rest of the way down to the water, but I don't know, I just feel like starting this precarious jump from a slope would make it less daunting of a task. I don't know why. There's absolutely no logic behind it, I don't think. But my brain says make it a slope, so we're making it a slope. And they're coming. So this part gets a little weird. We're gonna do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Are you still with me? You're still with me? Okay. Let's test that fall damage. Oh yeah, we're golden. We are golden. Let's go. Okay, okay. Get into the water. You guys are in the water. Let's go. Okay, let's get our boat. Let's get in our boat. Alright. I think that is 2 villagers successfully acquired. So now we just have to follow this river down. I'm kind of worried about this area here. It looks a little tight, but we can terraform if need be. I'm kind of worried about this here. It's a swamp. I know that a boat over lily pads will break up the lily pads, right? Like we've all been there. Um, but I don't know about a leaded boat. I'm worried that a leaded boat will actually hang up on a lily pad instead of breaking it because it's not being powered by a player. This is a very scenic route though, so I am glad that we went with this. We are also very lucky that this village was, for the most part, right off the side of the same river that connects to us. Um, if it was anywhere else, it would have been very difficult to get them back. Um, but on the flip side, that is part of the reason why I wanted our base location to be off of a waterway of some sort, because I'm like, stuff like this, you know? Like it's a win-win. Okay, so these lily pads are going to be a nuisance. Let's see. Let's keep an eye. Okay, so they do break lily pads like your own boat breaks lily pads. So that's a plus. Well, let's not get turned around here. Going to the left. Villagers are still behind us. Coming up on a second set of lily pads. Lily pads are not bad to have because it does make farms a little less annoying to traverse through. Um, Instead of falling into the water, you can put the lily pads on top of the water, and then you just walk over it instead of falling in. I don't know how much of a normal farm. What is that over there? I don't know. That wheat-looking stuff. We are getting close. We're coming up on 200 blocks away, so that's a plus. But yeah, so we've done quite a bit in this episode that I think is pushing us forward ultimately. We're coming up on our camp. Oh, it's a Gyarados. Look at that. I'm gonna take that as a sign of good luck. Alright. We made it home. Let me check something real quick. So I think we've got a couple more minutes of this episode. Let's get our lead back. I'm pretty sure the only reason we have leads right now is because of the Wandering Trader. And we have been getting the slime balls from that one poke that we keep taking out. So I'm not pressed about not having leads. We can always get more leads. But it is a benefit to us having them currently. So let's kind of do a little bit of inventory management. And by a little bit of inventory management, I mean like really poor inventory management, because this is all chaos. It's pure chaos. We do have a second bed now. But that is going to be a future bed for the villagers, so it's going to be plus either way. Um, so the thing about villagers, if you don't know about villagers, these two are now unemployed because we pulled them too far away from their home. But villagers can get different jobs, and their jobs are based on different type of quote unquote job blocks that they are nearby. So, um, like that one villager that was on the roof that refused to move from the block that they were on, they were trying to get to the smoker that was inside the house, and that's why they weren't moving. They were trying to get to that smoker because the mechanics of the villager were like, I need the path to this block because I need a job because I'm unemployed and I want this job right now. This is the closest job block to me and I want this one. And so that's why when he was on the roof, he was unemployed because he wasn't able to make it to the job block. And then when he actually got into the house, he got to the smoker and then boom, he became a butcher. So there's a variety of different ones, like there's farmers, farmers, cartographers. Um, there's so many, I'm blanking on them right now. Um, but basically, I can't show you because they are unemployed, but basically they will have little trade windows, and the trade window usually revolves around emeralds. And so basically you can trade stuff for emeralds, or you can trade emeralds for stuff. And it allows you, like right here, I've got emeralds right here. I'm not going to take that though because we are inching closer towards enchanting, and hitting that with a fortune would be a lot better, and we don't need that emerald right now anyways. Um, but the more you trade with them, the more they level up. The more they level up, the better trades they have. Uh, Not better trades, but like higher level trades, I guess you could say. But yeah, so getting villagers with jobs, with trades that you can spam, is a good way for experience. One, it's a good way for experience, and then depending on what trade combinations you get, it could also equate to um, good, like a sustainable source of emeralds because you'll make more emeralds back than what you spend, you know? Um, but generally speaking, setting up a little trader area does take room because you're going to need like one little spot per villager. So to give you an idea, if we were to do it in here, we're not going to do it in here, I don't think. What's our button? 3? Haha, look at that. We got borders. So that's the wall. So it'd be like right there, right there, right there, right there. So like that right there is how much like space would be taken up by just 4 villagers. And so you'd have a block. So like for example, that's not what I wanted. You'd have a block there, and then the villager would be standing behind the block. So this would be whatever the job block is here, and then they'd be behind it. And so you'd be able to come up, right click them, talk to them, get the trade, etc., etc. But yeah, so setting up a villager area, it'll take a little bit of planning because it does take up a little bit of space. And then having an idea of what you're wanting to do with said villagers, because that's just setting them up for trading purposes. You also need an additional area for breeding purposes. So you got to set up a place where they will interact with each other and make babies, and then that's how you get more villagers. That's why we only needed 2. Like, yeah, logically, we could have cleared out that entire village and brought them all back, but that would have been very tedious, and it's not something that I wanted to do. So we're not doing that. We're just bringing the 2 back. Hello, Poliwag. Oh, hello, other Polywag. But yeah, so I think it doesn't feel like we made a lot of progress today, but it feels like we made a lot of progress today. I don't know how to describe that. But yeah, we're doing stuff. We're good. We got these villagers. This whole place, so like everything is gonna be changed up, is how I picture it. Like this whole section here is gonna be changed up and fixed up. Um, so like us building stuff right here on the coast here, like none of this stuff in the future will exist. This will all be taken down. I'm imagining like a lot of this area here will end up just being water. So we're going to terraform all of this and basically widen this river here to be more water, and then going into the docks of the facility that we're going to make. So I don't want to do anything too permanent over here, and I know that I say that, but I did my enchanting setup. We've got another portal. Like it looks for the most part like we're doing apricorn trees. We've got a berry farm. We're doing stuff where like you're planting down your roots, and that it looks like the case, but that's not the ultimate goal here. It's a drill burr. He needs a sleep drill burr. Oh, adorable. Sleeping pokes are probably the most adorable addition to Cobblemon. Got another thing of iron right there. But yeah, so we've got things to think about. Because we aren't wanting to lay roots here. This is not supposed to be our home. But we are most definitely doing more and more that emulate us setting roots here. And I don't want that to be the case. I want us to eventually move further into the mountain and start setting up our facility. It is coming to the end of the episode, so I don't want to get into too big of a rant of plans for the facility. But we are getting there. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's wrapping up this episode. So yeah, so thank you. We've made it. Another episode down. We acquired villagers, and we did get one extra thing of experience. So we're one level closer to 30, so that we can start enchanting stuff. But yeah, I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for joining me in this little adventure, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Bye.